I'm thrilled to have Kirill Komarov, the first Deputy CEO of Rosatom. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you for inviting me, Miriam.
And I just want to jump straight into it. We're here at African Energy Week, and just looking at the growing demand for energy in Africa, how do you envision nuclear power contributing to the continent's energy mix? And what specific projects or partnerships are you hoping to get underway with this vision?
Thank you very much for your question. First of all, we all know that African continent needs a lot of electricity, and energy, it's a key element for the success in the economical development, in the growth of the level of life of people, in the deciding all necessary problems in Africa. And it's obvious that among 1.5 billion people who are living now in Africa, more than 600 million people still are living without permanent access to electricity. And the most important task is to find a solution how to give them energy, how to give them normal level life. And definitely nuclear can play a very important role in this process, because we all know all advantages of renewables, solar, wind, but even in Africa, sun it's not every day. Even in Africa, wind do not blows every day, but you need electricity not just every day, you need electricity every hour, every minute. That's why you need to have something like a base load, like a source of energy which works despite of climate change, despite of situation of today. You need some very stable source of electricity, and nuclear can play definitely a very important role to establish such source, not only like a stable source, but a green source, a reliable source, a source which will not provide a problem for future generation of people. And for us, it's very important that we are here in Africa. We try to help in solving all these issues. Our biggest project today in Africa is definitely the construction of first nuclear power plant in Egypt, second nuclear power plant on the continent. It's El Daba nuclear power plant. It will be next year, it will start to be a biggest construction nuclear project in the world, because on one side it will be simultaneous construction of 4 nuclear units, big units, each with capacity of 1,200 megawatt. Means altogether it will be a little bit less than 5 gigawatt of clean electricity. It's very ambitious, very important project. It's already on the way. It's not just a plan, it's what is implementing today, because 3 units from 4 are already under construction. The license for unit number 4 it's already received, and we expect that before the end of this year it will be a start of a construction of unit number 4, which will give the Egypt the flag of the biggest nuclear construction in the world.
That's incredible. That's really incredible. And, given the diversity of Africa's countries and their technological capabilities, their regulatory frameworks, how do you plan to tailor your nuclear solutions to meet the specific needs and capabilities for the different regions on the continent?
The biggest advantage of Rosatom is that we are a very unique company. We are only one company in the world who combines the whole cycle of all technologies in nuclear, starting from mining of uranium and up to decommissioning nuclear power plants, management of radioactive waste, management of spent fuel. And for each and every country, we can propose a unique combination of technical solutions which are comfortable for this country. For example, in Tanzania, in Namibia, we are working in a mining of uranium, creating a platform, a base for future energy, because without uranium you cannot produce nuclear energy. In a country like Egypt or South Africa, for example, where big energy systems already exist, we can provide a solution like a big nuclear power plant with big capacity, like I already mentioned for Egypt. For country where energy system is rather small, because you have a lot of countries on African continent which the total energy system of a country can be several hundreds of megawatt. Definitely it's not reasonable to construct a big nuclear power plant. They just do not need this big plant. It's impossible to input this plant into the existing energy system. We have a very good solution. It's a small modular reactor, and what is very interesting, this reactor can be onshore or it can be floating platform with such reactor, like like a barge who can just go to the seashore, and through the cable transport electricity to the continent. Means for each and every country is possible to find a unique solution, technical solution, which will provide the most beneficial result.
That's really incredible. I love that, you can able to scale across the different needs. And, we'll put project development on the side. How do you plan to support capacity building and technology transfer just across, Africa's nuclear market?
The most important in nuclear, take into account that it's a very high technological area, is education. Because people should be ready to work in nuclear, people should be ready to take advantages from nuclear. And we are very proud that today in Russia, we have more than 2,000 African students who has opportunity to have education in Russia on the basis of our highest standards in nuclear area. And it's not a final result. Every year we are inviting several hundreds of students from Africa to have this opportunity, to have this unique education. And I think it's a most important basis for the transfer of technology, for capacity building, because the main factor for nuclear are people, educated people, professional people, prepared people. And if we have people, if we have engineers, if we have people who are attracted by nuclear, we can build everything in Africa.
I'd love to hear more of that one later, but just my final question is, we're here at African Energy Week. What do you think is the value of an event like this to foster collaboration amongst industry stakeholders and just to advance nuclear energy in Africa?
Such conference, it's very important because it brings together all involved people, gives them an opportunity to know last news, to exchange some opinion, to exchange some views, to hear each other what is possible to do for African energy needs. And please do not forget that still we have a necessity to explain to people that nuclear is a very safe and reliable source of energy. Even 2-3 years ago, it was difficult sometimes to be on some climate conferences and to explain that if we seriously want to reach a climate change goals, we cannot do it without nuclear. Now it's much easier, but we still need to explain, we still need to promote nuclear because the more open we are, the more open information we can provide to the public, to the people, to the governments, the more successful can be the stories. That's why I think it's very important to be here on this Energy Week in Cape Town and to share all our knowledge, all our expertise, because in a couple of years we will reach 80th jubileum of nuclear industry in Russia. 80 years of successful operation, nuclear power plant, different technologies, and all of this we are ready to bring to African continent.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, sir. I hope you have a fruitful week.
Thank you very much.